So we have a dilemma because I do think there's forest tracks that will eventually, I don't know if you can hear me, but eventually get me down to the coast here. Like looking at the view from up here, you can see there's a fair few tracks winding their way through for the rangers and the foresters. The problem is, if I go down that way, it's going to take a little bit longer maybe, but there's no shops along there. And I planned on stopping where that peak is in the distance, but actually this length, which has got to be, it's got to be a solid like 8 to 10k. I don't see any restaurants or shops, which means I'm going to be out of charge on my phone, and also I'm going to be hungry. So unless magically on the other side of that peak there's like a little town, I'll check the map in a minute, it seems like it's probably better to go back and then down the road and then hit up this little town here and get some snacks and maybe go to a cafe and get a coffee and restaurants for lunch, and then charge all the devices. That's what I'm thinking. But I hate going back the same way. It always seems like such a waste of time to go down the same road twice, especially when that road is it's going to actually be uphill a little bit. So we'll see when I get down in a few minutes. But the view's totally worth it. This place is absolutely amazing. It doesn't seem to be anyone working here at this time, so maybe for the winter season the little office is closed, but yeah, well worth coming up here. It's got like 1,700 Google reviews. It's 5 stars, and I do see why. I like it when like an ancient monument is not heavily restored, like in Central Asia. They just kind of maintain it just for safety purposes, but they don't just start rebuilding it with new brick and mortar. That's always the best, in my opinion. Just look at this, man. Like, I've got to Google the history, whether it's accurate or not, because why would you build something up here in the mountains? It's just like, I assume, like a defensive refuge, or maybe it was like a fortified like monastic compound or something, because just like, obviously you have a view of the sea, and then you'd maybe have like some sort of Lord of the Rings Twin Towers series of fire pits to warn neighbouring towns and villages and forces of like the impending doom, like, I don't know, pirates coming across the ocean or whatever. But yeah, still, it seems like most people were down by the sea. You know, what's the time difference between being able to visually kind of ascertain an enemy force up at this altitude, then light a series of flares and beacons to warn neighbouring towns, when, to be honest, down on the coast we're probably going to see them within like 10 minutes anyway. I don't really see the advantage of having something like this. I mean, maybe it's more to look onto neighbouring, maybe kind of king groups who perhaps weren't part of the same unified, perhaps it wasn't a unified island at the time, like you're spying on your neighbours sort of thing. But yeah, the effort that this must have gone to construct these little castles, and this is just a mini one. Like, think of all the other ones I've highlighted over the years that are just absolutely insane. Like, just the resources that have been pumped into this. That's why I don't buy any of the narratives, honestly. Like, just loads of guys carrying rock up here. No, I don't think so. I think it's petrified. It was petrified organic matter. I'm going to stick by that until someone disproves it. But yeah, here we go. Right, let's venture down, hopefully get some lunch by 12, and move on to the next fortress. So I'm hoping there's another one on this line, essentially, on this elevated line, actually like close to where I said where I plan to stop, where that peak in the distance is. Hopefully there's a town kind of lurking, or a village lurking behind. There should be another fortress up there, so let's go take a look. It should take about 5-6 hours. Yeah, what a nice little place.